It was the summer of 1954, and the days seemed to stretch on forever, swollen with heat and slow golden light. I remember standing barefoot at the edge of my grandmother's garden, the earth warm and crumbly beneath my toes, breathing in the sharp sweetness of tomatoes ripening on their vines. The air hummed with the low chorus of bees, their patient drift from blossom to blossom, sounding like the heartbeat of the place. Somewhere beyond the hedge, the creek moved lazily under the shade of willows, its glassy surface rippled now and then by the flick of a fish's tail. Every morning that summer began the same way. I would wake to the smell of bread baking in the big wood-fired oven, my grandmother's voice singing softly in the kitchen. She never sang loudly, as if the songs were just for the dough and the rising sun. I'd find her at the wide table dusted in flour, her hands moving in a rhythm older than I could imagine, pressing life into each loaf. She would pause to brush a strand of grey hair from her forehead with the back of her wrist, smile at me, and nod toward the basket by the door. That meant it was time to gather whatever the garden had offered overnight. In the cool shade between the rows, I picked beans still beaded with morning dew, feeling their soft snap between my fingers. The scent of basil clung to my palms. A bird called sharply from the pear tree, and I could hear my grandfather's slow shuffle in the barn, tending to chores no one saw but everyone depended on. Those mornings had no urgency, no ticking clock beyond the arc of the sun, yet each moment seemed so full, so quietly complete. One afternoon, as cicadas droned in the thick heat, my grandmother handed me a chipped enamel cup and told me to fetch water from the well. It was a small thing, but I remember the heavy rope in my hands, the creak of the pulley as the bucket descended into darkness. The cool breath of the well rose to meet me, damp and ancient smelling, and when I took my first swallow it was startlingly cold, tasting of stone and rain. I carried it back carefully, both proud and afraid of spilling it. She took the cup from me as though it were a treasure, drank and said only, "Perfect." I think that was the first time I understood that even the simplest task could hold weight if done with care. That summer taught me how to listen to the weather beyond the door, to the quiet needs of a house, to the particular way people speak when they're steady and content. I didn't know it then, but those sun-soaked days were carving something into me, a reverence for the ordinary, for the small labours that stitch a day together. I have lived a long life since, crossed cities and oceans, but even now when I smell bread in the oven or taste cold well water, I feel that same gentle completeness. Time has worn away many details, as it does, yet the feeling remains of warm earth underfoot, of voices carried softly through open windows, of being part of something whole and quiet. And though everyone from that summer has long since gone, in memory they are still there, moving through the garden in the light, patient and unhurried, as if the world has all the time it needs. I carry them with me still, and I am grateful.